welcome to Monkey John Collective. Today's little video is all about this. This is the new DartZone Volcanic Pro. This is the new kind of mag-in grip pistol from DartZone. I got this shipped to me via Blaster Time in the Netherlands. It's not been released in the UK, much like all the other DartZone Pro blasters. So we have to import them here into the UK. I'm going to say I'm a big fan of the DartZone Pro stuff. I've got quite a few of these blasters in my collection and use them fairly regularly. And when I saw this one come out, I thought, yes, this is right up my street, what I've been looking for. I've had this kind of search in my collection for a really good hand cannon style blaster for many years now, and I've used many different types of blasters for this. And this is probably the best one yet, and can't wait to actually get and use this in the field. So this comes off the back of the Brute Pro, which was released earlier last year. This came out tail end of last year. So this is the Brute Pro. Both very similar in what they do. They're Nightingale mag compatible. Kind of single shot powerhouse pistols. The Brute Pro, this was released, I think seems to have been 2 batches of this released in USA and then in kind of other areas. I had this shipped over to me from a friend in the USA who actually purchased it in Canada, and it seems to be one of the good ones compared to some of the other blasters which seem to have been received in kind of North America, which seem to have a lot of issues. Mine doesn't seem to have any of the issues and works really well, and I'd love this blaster. I've used it a couple of games now, but this just is just better. Will operate smoother, hits a little bit harder. I'd like the styling of it a bit more. The bearing scar that comes with is really cool. We'll go into details. But yeah, when this came out, I really liked this, but it had mixed reviews. I had a lot of negative reviews, to be honest. But when I got mine, it works pretty well. I quite enjoy it. But since having this is it's another level up, I feel. I'm gonna say this is maybe some of DartZone's finest work. I feel this blaster. So it comes with the Nitro Shot darts, the little lightweight bamboo darts. When you use those little lightweight bamboo darts, chronographing this, I was getting 195 FPS. Out of the box, 195 FPS average. Some shots will clock in 210, then some down at 170, but an average of 195 out the box. Even with the bearing scar on, it was like 193 average. So it's only taking a couple of FPS off, which is it's crazy. That's it's kind of putting out the same power as the Mark IV, which is 6 times the size of this, which is insane. So with that in mind, I did then chrono it with 1 gram worker darts mainly. There's some Saber T darts and stuff in there as well, but I'm more likely to use 1 gram worker darts in a real life scenario. So chronoing it with them, I think I was getting 155, nearly 160 FPS average. With the barrel on, that took it down to, it only took a 5 FPS tops off that. And then I also chronoed it with a plastic injection molded scar barrel as well. That dropped down to about 140 FPS, I think. So yeah, kind of 1 joule-ish, which is really handy. So you could use this at a 1 joule event with the injection molded scar fitted to it. Accuracy wise, this comes with a little really nice rail under here, a kind of double female rail, so you can take the bearing scar off and slot it underneath. Or you can just remove it. I think I like this profile the best without the rail on it. Without the bearing scar, I think accuracy wise, I'd probably say maybe 1 in 4, 1 in 5 shots maybe veer off a little bit. I'd say maybe 75 to 8% accuracy. But with the bearing scar on, I'm going to say that accuracy is just 100. It just goes where you point it. I'm going to say accuracy is almost 100% with the bearing scar on. Absolute dead accurate. in fact, I'm very, very impressed with how accurate this was and the power it's putting out for the size it is. Is it a small, cosy blaster? No, not really. It is a bit chunky. Is it oversized? I don't think so. It's manageable for the power that this is putting out. It's great, great. I love it. It's obviously utilising the kind of turnaround system. So I believe the plunger tube's down here, and that turns the air around. So your darts are getting chambered up here somewhere. So you do have a good kind of 3 inches of usable barrel in there, which is obviously what's generating the extra power in this, and really making it quite punchy compared to the Brute Pro, which is an inline plunger system. So your darts are getting chambered more up the front here, so you've only got 1.5 inches, 2 inches tops of usable barrel. So it does have that advantage of having a little bit extra barrel. You can obviously, there is an upgrade kit available for this, which comes with 2 springs. Comes with a downgrade spring to take it to sub 130 FPS, and it comes with an upgrade spring which takes it over 200 FPS, I do believe. That also comes with a slightly extended barrel, so you can't use the barrel attachment with that because the barrel sticks out a bit, but you can take this apart and remove the bearing scar and just pop it on the end of the exposed barrel, which I think that might be the route I go down with this. I'm so impressed with this blaster that I'd really quite like to push it a bit more and see if I can get it up to that 200 FPS. I do attend quite a few games here in the UK which have a 200 FPS cap, so being able to use this as a primary in that kind of game would be just immense, and just have like a pistol loadout for a 200 FPS game. I'd be really quite happy with that. The Prime, as it is just now, the Prime's manageable. I quite like this Prime. It's got a good hook in there to get your hand in, so it's quite easy to prime. It does have some fire. There's no return on the Prime either, so you have to slam it forward, but unlike the Brute Pro, it is flush at the back, so you can just tap that forward to get it. Has a really good seal out the box as well. I think with the upgrade spring, the Prime is considerably beefier, but if you were kind of using this as a primary, I think that would be okay. Just you trade off the size and compactness of it for that little bit of extra prime, and obviously I think you could realistically use this and the Venom Pro as a loadout for a 200 FPS game. So if you had this touching 200 FPS primary, and then you have your full auto for room clearing, or when you just need to get darts in the air and suppress people and move, you'd have your Venom Pro, and they're both working off the same mag system. I think that would be I'd really love to run that as a loadout in a 200 FPS game. Just have them both holstered on my side, dump out your mags, dump out your darts, good to go. It'd be so cool. So yeah, this is really, really impressed with this. Mag-wise as well, it'll take any Nightingale mags. So you can use the longer Nightingale mags in there, no problem. They'll gravity drop as well. The little 6-round mags with the Brute Pro do kind of sit up inside the mag well a bit. Obviously they're kind of quite flush with the Brute Pro, but they do kind of disappear into this, into the handle. So you could have use it very kind of sleeper-esque with the little 6-round mag. But yeah, as I say, this is just, as a family of pistols, this was my Mark II, my DartZone Mark II. It's obviously considerably bigger than that, but yeah, as I say, I've always loved the idea of the hand cannon. I've got a couple of them all up here. So I have this as the Bunko Halo Magnum, which I brass barreled to take elite darts. But okay, this was never probably topped about 100 FPS. And then I have my Knockout, which I brass barreled as well for darts. This hits about 150 FPS, but obviously it's breech loading single shot, so not ideal. When the DartZone Mark II came out, I obviously switched to the Mark II. Absolutely loved this, put a lot of time and effort into this blaster to get it nice. But yeah, it has a very, also did the extended mag mod on this, so it holds 12 rounds. But I've always had a really inconsistent seal on this. I think it's because I took some of the locks out, and if you don't hold it shut when you're firing, the seal can be a bit inconsistent, to the point where let me down in a few games quite badly, so I kind of stopped using it. This is Mel's Venom Pro, which I've used a few times as well as a sidearm. Great little blaster. The fact that it's kind of nightingale sized, 140 FPS flywheeler, full auto. It's got the funky rev trigger, but it's easy enough to get used to. And then obviously I switched to this Brute Pro when the Brute Pro came out. This is a X-Shot bearing scar that I have on the front of this, which I find works really well with it. But then, yeah, switching to the Volcanic Pro, yeah, I think it tops a lot of them. I can't wait to actually get out and use this at a couple of games. I've done a lot of plinking in the garden with it. Done the chronograph, pardon me, done the chronograph testing, the accuracy testing, and yeah, just thoroughly impressed with it. I did notice a couple of times I've used the Brute Pro in games. I've had a few issues with jamming with the worn darts and stuff. But I've only not had any jams with this yet, but obviously I've not been using it under pressure in a game with trodding on darts and things, so that might be, we'll see how that goes. Got a couple of games coming up the next few months, so hopefully get this out and get it used. But yeah, there we go. I'm going to say possibly my favourite DartZone blaster to date. I do have several of the DartZone blasters. Obviously we get a lot of them through Foam Dart Thunder, the Foam Dart Thunder Pro events. We use a lot of the DartZone blasters there. Definitely going to use this the next Foam Dart Thunder Pro. Try maybe lend it out to a couple of players, see what they think about it. Maybe try and get a quick game myself with it as well. But yeah, I can't believe how well this works. It's definitely a new favourite toy of mine. So there we go. Thanks for watching. Check this out. Check out Foam Dart Thunder. We've got some cool pro events coming up, and hopefully some other events for later this year. I'm hopefully going to a couple of games soon. Going to go to the Foam on Tour Caves game next month. Try and get a little bit of footage from that. Hopefully, a venue I've really wanted to play at for years and years, but never managed to quite make it. So that's going to be good. Really looking forward to that. Yep. So stay tuned and make sure you follow us here on YouTube, over on Instagram, and over on Facebook. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.